Elizabeth May's bizarre comments and her non-apology apology. I'm Brian Lilley with TheRebel.media. So what do you do if you make a complete ass of yourself, embarrass yourself at a formal event? Well, if you're Elizabeth May, you double down and issue non-apology apologies while saying, I'm sorry you didn't get the joke. By now, I'm sure you've heard that May went in front of the Parliamentary Press Gallery dinner, an annual event where politicians often make fun of themselves. Well, she gave a long, rambling speech that was at times very partisan, that was at times bitter towards the government. And then at the end, as Lisa Raitt, the Conservative Transport Minister, is trying to help her off stage, trying to give her the old hook, well, here's what May said at the end.
Omar Khadr, you've got more class than the whole fucking cabinet. Thank you.
That's right. She's saying that Omar Khadr, a self-confessed killer, a man from Canada's first family of terrorism, has more class than Stephen Harper and the rest of his cabinet, including Lisa Raitt, who she's trying to help her off stage. And why does this matter? Because May is one of those people that always says how she wants to do politics differently. Here's what she was saying back in 2007 when she was trying to get into the House of Commons. I think that a lot of Canadians are horrified and disgusted by what they see as behavior in the House of Commons. They'd like to see a party committed to respectful discourse, to advancing solutions, to be willing to work with others. That's not how she sounded on Saturday night at what's supposed to be a good-natured event. That sounded bitter. That sounded angry. What's May's excuse? Well, she's got a lot of them, and it depends on who she's talking to. When she first spoke to Post Media, here's how she put it. It's not an excuse, and I am sorry, but I'd had about 5 hours sleep in 48 hours. Obviously, I should stay with my usual goody two-shoes where I'm more comfortable. She told the Canadian press, I apologize that I made an attempt to be funny and edgy. And it didn't work. And then the Toronto Star asked the question that everyone was asking. What, was she drunk? The Star put it this way. May told them, I didn't have a lot of wine, she said, but it may have hit me harder than I thought it would. Lots of us have had those nights where the wine hits you a little harder than you think it would. But May isn't done yet. So Saturday night she made the comments. Late Sunday she issued those non-apology apologies. And then Monday morning she started appearing on television. Again, appearing on CBC and just saying, look, sorry, I meant to be edgy and it didn't work. I failed.
I was trying and obviously failing badly at delivering something a bit edgy. And
right.
Had I, in hindsight, I should have realized that having traveled so much in the previous 48 hours that I was probably too sleep deprived to pull it off properly. So I do apologize again.
Now, when May appeared on CTV's news channel, they actually asked a hard-hitting question, but watch how May just dances around it.
Some people felt you went too far, and I want to ask you about some of the particulars, beginning with remarks about Omar Khadr, and you also used an expletive when you were talking about him having more class than the entire cabinet. Do you regret saying that?
Well, the part of what I thought would be funny, now, I mean, of course, in hindsight, once you explain to someone what you thought was going to be funny that wasn't funny, it becomes rather, it's obvious that it was not going to work. But
unfortunately, there was no follow-up from Marcia McMillan. Great question. No follow-up. That's too bad, because that's the question that May needs to answer. Do you walk away from the substance of your statements? So far, she has not said that. I have not heard her say, you know what, Omar Khadr doesn't have more class than the Prime Minister and all his cabinet. All she's done is try to say, my joke fell flat. Asked directly if she regretted those statements, she wouldn't say no. She wouldn't say yes. She wouldn't say, yes, I shouldn't have said those. No, of course the Prime Minister has more class than a self-confessed killer. But May is so firmly in the camp of Team Khadr that to her, she doesn't see this as a problem. She doesn't see this as something she needs to apologize for fully. This is one of those, I'm sorry you were offended, apologies. And it doesn't matter who that comes from, whether they're on my side, against me, whether it's me. If you say, I'm sorry if I offended you, that's not a real apology. Elizabeth May should be offering a real apology. In my eyes, she hasn't yet.